coming to big major events. Hey, now listen, I understand that times are a little bit tougher and everybody's watching their pennies, but I got to tell you that if you're particularly with EXP and really any entrepreneurial part of your business, you need to be able to see the big picture. And one of the ways of seeing the big picture and being exposed to a larger network are coming to the larger events, coming to the bigger events. Now, we just came back from shareholders out in Florida. And yeah, as you know, we're in California. And we went in on Tuesday and we stayed until late Saturday before we came back here to LA. Listen, let me tell you something though. From coming to these events for years, yes, it can be expensive, but there are some very inexpensive things you can do to reduce the cost of your trip. And I'm going to give you a couple of ideas because if you're really serious about it, man, if you're really serious about your business, I mean really serious, not just talking about being serious, not serious on Monday and serious on Friday. I mean, if you're really seriously trying to build a business and you are trying to actually get yourself to the point to where you're building a legacy for your family, or you're just building a bigger business, you've got to be at major events like this. So I'm going to give you a quick story. When we were in Florida, I met an agent, and this particular agent is an Icon agent, and he was coming by himself. He's actually just recently rented a retail space as he's getting extra exposure and building his business in that manner. And guess what he did? Now let me tell you, this is if you want to know a good story, the hotels that we were at to where the event was at, they can be they're pretty pricey. But in Florida, EXP happened to have two main hotels that they had blocks of rooms for. So let me tell you what this guy did very creatively was he rented, because he was by himself, he rented a room at the Days Inn. Now the Days Inn that he rented the room is across from the second hotel that was being booked, and that hotel had a shuttle to the main hotel where the event was. So he went across the street, rented his rooms for $79 a night. $79 a night. He then went across the street and would shuttle. It's not even Uber because the shuttle's free. Would shuttle to the events. Because he was like, well, I'm going to be there most of the day. I'm not going to be in the room anyway. But you know what? He went $79 a night, and if I remember correctly, at the main hotel we were at, it was $300, $350, something like that. Just look how much money he saved, and he still got to the event. And he is a highly productive agent. There were other agents that what they were doing, they were sharing rooms. They were sharing room costs. They were doubling up and tripling up on some of the rooms. So there are ways and things that you can do. There were some agents there that are already in the area. So rather than rent the rooms out, they drove back and forth to the event. They were in the Orlando area, and they would just stay all day or all night or whatever. Biggest expense they had was the parking. Right? So listen, depending upon your motivation and what you really want to do, you can do this, and you can get it done. And you can get it done in ways where you can get what you need to get, make the connections, the networking you want to be. Because I'm going to tell you, beside the actual events, being in the hotels, being in the room, being around the people that you can network with, make connections with, have dinner with, pick brains with, this is as important as going to the classes, to the sessions. I would even tell you that if you could get to the event and for whatever reason could not have, it's not within the business budget for you right now to go get into the sessions, get into the rooms. Pick some people's breakfast, have coffee with some people, network, build the connections. It's going to help your business. Okay, so that being said, EXPCon, it's in, I believe it's October. It's coming up. So you got plenty of months to actually budget for it, figure out a plan, get a buddy, get on a buddy program, a buddy plan, but do what you can to get there. And from an agent attraction side, if you can, bring some people. Maybe you double up with some of those people in the room. Bring some people. It's going to change your business, which could change your life. which could change your legacy.